Wally, you referred to it a moment ago. The 52 and 19 getting together on the pit lane. Paulie Haraka, there you see him in the 52. Got into Alex Kennedy. Both set to make their Sprint Cup debut today. And here's a replay of what happened.
That's just guys not paying attention. That's all
right.
that is.
19, the white machine of Alex Kennedy. And Paulie Haraka apparently not watching what's going on in front of him. Just drilled him.
I have no idea what he was doing on that.
And that not the only problem pre-race. Bobby Labonte, the 2000 champion, driving the 47 car today, has already pushed his car to the garage. The report we got from pit lane, he is having radiator problems. So not the start people were looking for. Under caution for the first time today at Sonoma, Paulie Haraka making his Sprint Cup Series debut off track. Made contact with one of the barriers. And so he will get on the hook and go back to the garage area. Not the start he was looking for as he makes his Cup debut. And there you see Bobby Labonte had those engine issues after the problems prior to the green flag going in the air. He too will go back to the garage and have his day in prematurely here at Sonoma. Marcos Ambrose continues to lead the Toyota Savemart 350 in Sonoma, California, but closing in Kurt Busch, only 0.7 of a second behind, and pole sitter Jamie McMurray not far behind those two.
Yeah, looking at these two cars right now, Kurt Busch is definitely getting in deeper than Ambrose, but I mean, Ambrose may not be using his stuff, but obviously Kurt Busch is trying to chase a 9 down, and he's driving that in pretty deep before he gets on the brakes.
Juan Pablo Montoya currently scored in the 8th position after starting 13th today. Had a run-in earlier with Kyle Busch. Let's hear what he said in reaction to that situation. Here's Inside Tracks.
You're right. Come around him, come on.
Zippo, I just got a good look at that left front fender. Everything looks fine, so.
Yeah, I hit him pretty square. Like, when I saw him, I hit him pretty square, you know what I mean? I understand what Joey is doing, blocking, and that's so tabs. I apologize for the 18, wheel hop like crazy. Joey blocked me for no reason. 10-4.
What do you see here, Wally?
Yeah, the 22 did come down to the right a little bit as Montoya was making that move, but that didn't cause the wheel hop. What caused the wheel hop was that Montoya went in there way too deep.
Yeah, Juan had already committed. Before the 22 even almost came over, Juan had already, when Juan come out of 10, he's thinking, I got this guy by 11. So he committed almost a corner back from that.
Kyle Busch dropped from 8th to 27th in that exchange in turn 11. Made a pit stop under caution at lap 7 and is now back up to 19th.
And this is where you got to be careful not running into guys, Kyle, because you are racing against guys that have older tires. You're on fresher tires. You can go in deeper. These guys got to keep that in mind so they don't run each other over going up 1 and 2.
You got guys in front of you on old tires that aren't going to be going. You're wanting to go, and you've got guys behind you on tires that are wanting to go. So you've got 3 different agendas right here, it seems like. And when you're caught in that middle group, it's not the best place to be.
It's why we love coming to Sonoma. Kurt Busch grabs the lead as he turns left and heads up the hill. Little dirt kicked up there off the corner. Top 5 or 6 single file. Carl Edwards side by side with Kevin Harvick as they go to turn 4. Ambrose getting aggressive for the lead in turn 7.
And Ambrose has had a few laps to cool his tires, and we saw the 98, the 78 was a lot better as he ran, as we got some laps on the tires. But as you cooled your tires off a little bit, Ambrose has come back this first lap.
Clint Boyer started the day in 5th. And there's a spinner. That's David Rudiman off course coming down through the S's.
All right, keep rolling. No caution. Keep rolling.
It's like
some
19.
damage for Alex Kennedy.
Yeah,
Yes.
he had some of that.
Here's Ambrose again at 11. Can he get there? Not this time. Kurt Busch going to lead that lap. And we get the caution once again. And this time, it's for the driver of the 19, Alex Kennedy. A native of New Mexico, making his Sprint Cup debut today. 14 starts in the Nationwide Series. On board with Joey Logano. This is where Rudiman went off track.
Yeah, Rudiman had to check up, though.
Yeah.
I don't think Joey was obviously not expecting that.
Because Joey, that's right where you're getting ready to get back on the gas. You see him turn right here. Joey gets ready to get back on the gas. They all check up right there in front of him. Joey's got a little damage to the front of that car right there.
And for Rudiman, it was his teammate in front of him. He surely did not want to take out him in that situation.
And they probably checked up in front of him, too. It's just a chain reaction right there.
And while that didn't happen immediately after we went back to green, that's a product of tightening up the field on a restart, Kyle.
Yeah, it is. And tightening it up on, and again, we're on old tires. Some of these guys are on old tires.
There you see some damage on the right rear for Travis Kvapil.
And you can see that's where his teammate got into him. And you see Joey here on the outside. You see that right front fender where it's just buckled up just a little bit.
I know aerodynamics don't play a huge role at a place like Sonoma.
Yes, they do.
But how much do you feel that? I mean,
they do play a role. Aerodynamics plays a role everywhere we go. It doesn't make any difference. With these cars anymore, it's about that downforce. We hear them talk about the splitter. You hear them talk. You've got to have that downforce. Let's watch other types of racing, whether we're watching Indy cars or whether we're watching Formula One. When they lose that front wing and that downforce, the car's not as positive getting in the corner. You start messing with those front fenders and buckling that hood, and you lose and give up some of that downforce, the car's not as positive. You wear those tires quicker, you lose that speed.
It doesn't make any difference in 11. But
And
that's
11,
about the only
that's
place
about
on
the
this
only
race
place.
it doesn't matter.
There and getting into your pit stall. It doesn't make any difference. Good
we
point.
got 9 drivers that are yet to pit, but here they come right now. Our pit coverage brought to you by Phillips Norelco. Chris Neville leads us off.
They asked him what he wanted for the car. He said nothing. 4 tires and fuel, no adjustments to that 56 car. It's fast.
Again, these are scheduled green flag pit stops. Martin Truex Jr., who had made his first stop of the day at lap 25, making his second at lap 61.
And you saw right there, 56 comes out of the pits. He catches Carl going into turn 2 up there. He gets position, and Carl gives him that position.
And now we get a caution. It's our 4th of the day, and this time for Danica Patrick. Looked to be some pretty good damage there.
Got a flat right or left rear.
I think the whole rear is probably falling out of that thing.
And because Truex had pitted, Kurt Busch had gotten his lap back.
Yes.
That is huge. Free pass goes to David Rudiman. Here's Danica.
Oh, it was
It's
flat before
already.
she got there. Before she got there. Yeah, I was getting ready to say she got there and started to turn in. It never even turned in to get down to the corner. Bad place to have a left rear go down.
It's been a trouble spot all weekend. This one not of her own making.
Yeah.
Caution's out. Take your time.
13th a week ago for Danica. Not working out today in Sonoma. Larry?
There has been a lot of give and take out there. We've seen guys get position on somebody, and the other car will check up a little bit. We've seen Brad's done it. We've seen the 99 do it. We've seen 2 or 3 guys give each other a little bit of room, especially on restarts.
Told you Vickers restarted 11th. He was the first off pit road of those came in under caution at lap 64. He's jumped up a couple of spots to 9th. Nice battle here. Juan Pablo Montoya behind Jimmy Johnson. They're 11th and 12th on track. Ambrose right behind them.
Look at a wheel hop. And Montoya got a little wheel hop there again.
Yes. Oh.
Problems for Denny Hamlin.
I'm not sure where that's at.
So is that over off of 4 coming down the chute there?
It was really hard to tell where he was at on the racetrack. He was so far off the racetrack. It almost looked like as you come up through the S's a little bit.
Oh. Got 3 Fords going at it here. Brad Keselowski working over Carl Edwards and Joey Logano right there as well. And now caution for the 5th time today.
Just as we talked about.
Casey Kane was in the race lead when they came down to 11. The question is, was he leading at the last scoring loop? When the caution came out, you revert back to the prior scoring loop to see who the race leader was.
Now, everybody should be able to come in, top off the fuel, and make it. Or close to it.
I would certainly get you a lot closer than they were.
Get you closer.
Yeah.
I'll defer to Larry.
I think we all will. Here's the issue with Denny Hamlin.
He got tagged. In order
had
to hit that angle, he got hit.
On board with Tony Stewart.
Oh,
there it is.
And Tony wheel hopped as Denny Hamlin was coming, across him.
Yeah. Denny kind of opens up the lane there, and Tony thinks it's going to be a lane, and then when it starts wheel hopping, there's nothing he can do, and Denny comes back over.
If it could go wrong, it has gone wrong for that 11 team in the last few weeks. And look at this, a little fire from where Denny Hamlin was sliding through the grass. Ryan Vickers, first in line of those cars that made pit stops here under caution. He restarts 8th. Logano, Earnhardt Jr. on the front row, and they're stacking them up just shy of the start-finish line.
Yeah, they look like the 43, the 2 got jammed up. The 36 car is sitting against a wall right now. Just Gonzalez.
Yeah, Victor Gonzalez Jr. yesterday crashed his primary car in qualifying, and he's on the losing end of the problems here in this restart.
And you can tell it's as much an accordion. He's got the front and the rear of this thing torn up.
Looked like Brad Keselowski nearly got sideways as well.
Yeah, a lot of these guys were accelerating in the back before the front went, and it was just like you said, it was an accordion effect. And
Ambrose
and the further
Almirola
back you are in a restart like that, it's harder to see and judge what they're doing in front of you.
Looked like maybe Harvick checked up behind Greg Biffle. Kurt Busch was there. Eric Almirola. We told you about Brad Keselowski. Just nowhere to go. So it's our 6th caution of the day. 40 laps remaining at Sonoma. Our coverage of the Toyota Savemart 350 continues after a break. Martin Truex Jr. continues to lead the Toyota Savemart 350 in Sonoma, California. He has 1 career win. Came in June of 2007 at Dover. 218 races since that trip to Victory Lane. He's out front with 20 laps remaining. So let's look at his chances of victory today. Win probability says the leader at this stage of the race at Sonoma goes on to win 67% of the time. And how about this? Marcos Ambrose, who's looking for his first win here. So is Carl Edwards. Never with 20 to go as the driver scored in 4th and 5th, won the event.
That's pretty amazing. I might give Marcus 11% chance also.
Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart in the top 10. Both go around here, and that ends what has been a great day for Burton, trying to get his 5th consecutive top 15.
Good job, everybody, getting around that mess.
That's a perfect illustration, though, of how quickly it can go away. Tell you how that helped is Jimmy Johnson. He pitted at lap 83, got those 2 tires. He's gone from 16th to 8th. Back in the top 10 now is the 48 car. On board with Tony Stewart coming to turn 11.
Wow.
Clipped the tires there.
That was a late corner dive right there. I don't think that position was there, and Tony tried to take it, and Jeff just turned into the corner.